LinkedIn is not the only place that you should be looking for jobs, and today I'm going to walk you through a couple of other job boards that you can use as part of your search. And if you don't know me, my name is Roxanne. I'm a hiring manager and career coach, and I've helped over 400 people land job offers. So come with me. So the first one I want to go over, which not a lot of people know about, is the Google Job Search tool. All you need to do is go on Google and type in the specific keyword of the role it is that you're looking for. And then if you go under here, under jobs, you can actually see that Google has its own job board. Now, the thing that I like specifically about Google is that it's aggregating this information from a bunch of different job boards. So if you can see here, this specific role is on Indeed, LinkedIn, BB, Adzuna, all of these different places. The next thing that I really like with Google is that you can use it as part of Boolean searches. So for example, here, let's say that I'm specifically looking for an account executive role in fintech. All you need to do is use essentially these quotation marks, which is called Boolean searches. And then here you can see that it's going to be looking for account executive roles very specifically with the keyword fintech in it. So if you've got a very targeted search, this is a great resource that you could use to really find those roles very specifically in the niche that you're after. Now, the next place that I like to look is, of course, LinkedIn, which is probably the #1 platform when it comes to job searching. But LinkedIn has really upped its game, especially in terms of using AI-powered features to help you be a lot more targeted with your search. For example, what I can do now is that I can very specifically look for account executive role in fintech startup companies. This is actually something that I couldn't do before. You could only basically look for account executives and it would look based on keywords. But because of this AI-powered feature, you can be, again, just a lot more targeted, which is something that we love with LinkedIn. So here you can see that there's a bunch of account executive roles that I can apply to very specifically within the fintech space. That would also be startups. Now, another ways that you can look for roles on LinkedIn is actually outside of LinkedIn's job board. So if you just go here on your homepage and straight to the search bar, all you need to do is type account executive or the specific role it is that you're going for and the word hiring. And so what LinkedIn is doing is that it's surfacing a bunch of different posts with the keywords account executive and hiring. So here you can see that there's a bunch of different people that posted about different account executive roles. And this is great not only to essentially apply to this role, but then you also know who are the people part of the hiring team. And so you can reach out to them directly. So it's great for networking as well. Now, the next job board that I want to walk you through is called Welcome to the Jungle, also previously known as Otta. And this job board has a very strong algorithm. So that means it's particularly good at matching you with the exact type of opportunities that you're looking for. Again, you can be really specific, especially when you create an account. It will ask you a bunch of questions in terms of what kind of role you're looking for, what type of company size, even like the type of work it is that you want to do. And so again, that just means that the matching component of it, basically based on the information that you give it, can really match it to the types of companies it is that you're looking for. The next thing that's great about this job board is because it's really on the rise and a lot of companies are using it, what companies can do is that they actually use Welcome to the Jungle to source talent as well. So definitely when you create your account, go on your profile and make sure to upload your resume, because then that means that you could be discovered on Welcome to the Jungle in addition to other platforms like LinkedIn and any other job boards that you use. Now, the next one that I want to walk you through is called Brian's Job Search. And this is also one of these job boards that not a lot of people know about, but it's really powerful in finding these sorts of hidden opportunities. So the way Brian Job Search works is that it will aggregate all of the different job descriptions across all of the different applicant tracking systems. So what an applicant tracking system is, that is essentially the software that companies use to store all of the different job descriptions that they currently have open. And so Brian Job Search will scrape all of these different applicant tracking systems. So for example, Greenhouse is a very popular applicant tracking system, Lever, Ashby, and you have all of the information of these applicant tracking systems in one single place. So just to show you what I mean, this is a role that I found on LinkedIn, this account executive role at Airwallex. And if I click apply, you can see that essentially it takes me to another page. And so this isn't on the Airwallex website. It's actually in the applicant tracking system, which here you can see is called Ashby. And so if I go back to Brian's Job Search, you can see that this is the third applicant tracking system on the list. So all of these different tools are applicant tracking systems, and they can aggregate all of the information of all of the different job descriptions that are hosted in their software. So here you can see I'm looking for an account executive role, maybe let's say that was posted in the last week. And so when I click start and I open these different job boards, it's essentially going to help me find all of the different account executive roles that live within these job boards. Now, by default, the search will always be set as remote. So all you need to do is change your location. So London here, for example, and then here you can see that the job list has been updated. Again, this is really good because you can essentially find some jobs here that might not be posted on places like LinkedIn, Welcome to the Jungle, etc. So it's good to dig through it and see if there's any opportunities that you might be missing. Now, I don't want you to make this your main job board because it doesn't have the best ease of use, but it is good to maybe spend 5 to 10 minutes every single day looking through this just to make sure that there's no opportunities that you might have missed that might not be on the other bigger job boards that you're looking through. Another one which I absolutely love is called Built-in. And again, this is a job board that's really particularly good if you're looking for opportunities in the tech industry. So here, this is more of like your typical job board in terms of the interface and how to use it, but it's very specific to companies in the tech industry, and whether that's coding or non-coding roles, this is like your place to go. So you would just use it like any other job board. So you say here what kind of role it is that you're looking for. So let's say an account executive role, and you can put your location, click on see jobs, and then here you can see that there's essentially a bunch of different roles that you can aim for. The thing about this job board is that it's really growing in popularity. So you can see a lot of great companies have started posting on this job board as well. So you've got, for example, Datadog, you've got Cloudflare, you've got Airwallex here again, Klaviyo. So again, just a really good place to find some really strong opportunities. And because this job board is specific to the tech industry, I think that its filters are particularly helpful, because if you have a very targeted search in terms of the types of companies that you're looking for, here you can see that you can essentially look for companies within a sub-industry of tech. So let's say you want to look for tech companies very specifically in AI, or you want to look for tech companies in cybersecurity, or tech companies in finance, so fintech companies. This again is something that not a lot of job boards have, so you can be really targeted and you can look for companies that are very specifically within the sub-industry in tech that you're after. And there's also this one which is called Work in Startups, and just like in the name, it's a job board that is focused on helping you find opportunities in the startup ecosystem across the UK. So you would just use it like any other job board. You want to put Account Executive London, and then here you're just going to find a bunch of different opportunities that you can apply to across some of the best startups in the UK. Now, the thing that I really like about this job board as well is that a lot of them, well, actually majority, I would say, of jobs that are posted do have an estimated salary here. So at least you're applying for roles that, you know, are actually within your wheelhouse and ones that you would be happy with when it comes to the salary itself. So if you're interested in the startup ecosystem, definitely check out Work in Startups because it's a great job board. And a bonus tip that I want to walk you through is how you can use Claude to actually help you find jobs that match your profile. So if you don't know already, we created this Claude job search pack where you can use a bunch of different prompts to help you in different parts of your job search. So whether that's networking, sending people LinkedIn messages, or helping you find jobs that match your profile. So here you can see all of the different materials, but we're going to go very specifically on how to find jobs that match your profile. So for this to work, you need to be working on the desktop version of Claude, and you want to make sure that you have a specific connector called Appify connected to your Claude account. If you're not sure how to connect your Claude account to Appify, all you need to do here is essentially follow the instructions here on how to connect Appify to Claude, and then you can follow those instructions and you'll be good to go. So once you've got those connections ready and you've got your Claude desktop account here, all you need to do is basically copy this prompt. So everything that's in this green box, you want to copy this prompt and paste it into Claude. Once you've got the prompt pasted here, you'll see that there's a couple of placeholders that you need to fill out. So for example, what kind of job it is that you're looking for and what kind of time frame you want them to scrape the information from. And also, if you're not based in London, you can change the city as well. So once you fill that out, then you also just want to upload your CV, because then again, it's actually going to look at your CV to see what kind of jobs match your profile. So here I'm going to upload my account executive CV. Just going to give it a couple of seconds, and then there you go. You can go ahead and run the prompt. So it's going to take a couple of seconds or even a couple of minutes for Claude to kind of work through this, because essentially what Claude is doing now is that it's scraping LinkedIn, it's also scraping Google, and it's looking for jobs that really match your profile across account executive roles in fintech. So while that's loading, it's doing its thing, let's actually go through another time that I use this prompt to help me look for revenue operations and go-to-market strategy roles. So this is what your final output would look like. You can see that you have the role here, you've got specifically the company, you've got when the date was posted, which specific source it's used, so you know if it was LinkedIn, Google, etc. And also it gives you a score. So again, looking at your CV and looking very specifically at the responsibilities of the job description, it's going to give you a score. And so that means that you can apply for the jobs based on priority score. So whichever one is the highest you can go for. And then if you click here, it will take you straight to the job posting. So you can go ahead, personalize your CV, apply straight for the role, and it does the work for you. So if you haven't checked it out already, make sure to check out our Claude job search pack, because it really just helps you speed up your applications, but doing it with intentionality. Do let me know in the comments if there's any cool job boards that I've missed that you also like to use as part of your job search, because I'd love to take a look. And don't forget to like and subscribe.